Hey guys, it's Miss Drsek here, and today we are going to be talking about fractions. You may be wondering what this means and what has led us to this point. During your time as mathematicians, you have learned about whole numbers, you've learned about comparing whole numbers using your greater than, less than, equal signs. You've also learned about division, and we just learned about fractions. So now we are going to add comparing fractions into the mix, which you should have some prior knowledge about. As we just learned, fractions are important because they tell you what part of a whole that you want, need, or you might have. During this lesson and unit, we're going to up that to the next level and compare them using our greater than, less than, and equal than sign. When learning about comparing fractions, you are preparing yourself for the next steps in your educational journey. Everything that we learn builds off of each other. For example, in our next unit of measurements, things such as cups can be split up into fourths, halves, thirds, and things like that. And then we will learn how to compare them. So you will already know how to compare fractions after this unit. So then we'll up that and integrate that into measurement. So you may be wondering why we're learning this and how it may apply to you or just in general in real life. So first, you can use comparing fractions if you take a test at the beginning of a unit and at the end of the unit, and they're the same amount of questions. You can compare how many you got right or wrong in the first quiz and then compare how many you got in the last quiz. You can compare how much you've improved, what you need to work on, and things like that. We can also compare time, such as how much time has gone by and how much time is still left. Or even if we are going out to dinner and you want the bills split equally among everybody, then everybody will have equal bills. But if you separate them by person, you can compare who paid more or who paid less for their meal. So at this time, I will be showing you an example of comparing fractions. So first, we will compare, let's say, fifths. So here I have 1/5, and I will make this fraction be 3/5. And now over here we have another whole set of fractions that are fifths, but this has 4/5. So looking at both of these fractions, which one do you think is the larger fraction? Which one takes up more of the whole? I'll give you a few seconds to think about this. So if you said that the second one, 4/5, was larger than 3/5, you would be correct. We can do another example. This time we'll do sixths. So this time we have 3/6, and then over here we have 5/6. So again, take a second and tell me which one would be the larger fraction, which takes up more of the whole. If you said that the second one again, 5/6 is larger than 3/6, then you are correct. And then I can show you this in the fraction bars as well. So here we have 1 whole, and then we have 6 right here. So we did 3/6. And then over here we have 5/6. So you can see that the second bottom row is larger. It's a little bit longer, which means that it would be the larger fraction. So next we'll do another example, but they will have the same numerator. So over here we'll do 3/5, and then we'll also do 3/10. Now these fractions have the same numerator but different denominators, but tell me which fraction is larger. If you said the first one, 3/5, is larger than 3/10, then you were correct. And then we'll just do one more example of this. We'll do 1/2 and let's see, we'll do 1/11. So tell me which one would be the larger part of the whole looking at these two pictures. If you said that the second one, 1/2, is larger than 1/11, then you would be correct. And I'll show you this on the fraction bar as well. So we'll put our 1 whole there, and then we did 1/2, and then we did 1/11. So as you can see here, the 1/2 is a little longer, so that means that it would be the bigger fraction because it fills up more of the whole. Now I want you to get on this website. It is called Mathagon, and I'll show you how to get there. We'll just search Mathagon, and you will go to the Polypad and launch Polypad. And I want you to make up some fractions of your own, whether that's fraction bars or fraction circles, and just experiment with it a little bit and see if you can find any patterns on comparing fractions. I'll give you a few minutes to do this. Just pause it, and when you're ready, resume the video. So after showing you our compared fraction circles and you creating your own on this website, I want you to share some of your findings. Take a moment to pause, write them in the chat box or in your notes. So a key rule to comparing fractions is that if they have the same denominator but different numerators, the fraction with the higher numerator will be the larger fraction. If you have two fractions with the same numerators but different denominators, the denominator with the lower number will be the larger fraction as well. And then if they're same on the top and the bottom, these fractions will be equal. So now that we kind of have a base of comparing fractions from knowing fractions, comparing whole numbers, and now comparing fractions, in the next few days, up to a week, we are going to do a project and learn more about comparing fractions. So during this time, you will use what you know and what you're learning to plan your own pizza party. During this time, we'll do a review of fractions and how to compare them. We will also use other tools to compare fractions, such as number lines, models, and even drawing them out in pictures. We will then use the concepts that we learned to create 4 different pizzas. You can create them on your own or ask a friend what kind of pizzas they like. And we will compare the fractions of each topping on each pizza. And we will also get to label them and show them to the class if you want to. When you share them to the class, you'll show the fraction, explain what this means, and you'll get to show your pizza. And then at the end, we will do a review, and that will wrap up our unit. So I'm super excited to learn about comparing fractions, and I hope that you learned a little bit about that today. And I'm looking forward to planning our own pizza parties. Thanks for watching and listening and learning about how to compare fractions. I'll see you next time.